Hey everybody, welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. We are about to dive into our Power K series where we talk about the power position in the pitch. If you are just joining us here at Plus Ultra, I'd highly recommend going back to our wrist snap series. We just finished wrapping that up, and that way you can start working from the foundational wrist snap before we start adding in our hips and shoulders and all these other movements. Master the wrist snap before you move on to this series. With that being said, if you are feeling good with your wrist snap and you feel like you're ready to move on, let's start talking about that power K position. I'm going to use those terms interchangeably, and you'll hear that term used for with a lot of different coaches throughout. So just know they're the same thing. The power K position is a position we get into as we are about to deliver our pitch. So here, as you can see, my front foot is at like a 45-degree angle. My glove is pointing towards my catcher, and my back, my throwing arm, just like we've been working on for the past 3 weeks, is nice and loose with a slight bend in the elbow and my palm facing up, ready to pitch and deliver that softball. So today what we're really going to focus on from this power position is the slight movement of our hips. So our hip and our shoulder positioning to set you up for success for throwing strikes and getting the most out of your wrist snap. So if we get into our power K position, what we want as we are starting to come down with our softball, right? So imagine I'm pitching the ball to my catcher. We have my glove arm and my elbow starts leading. As my elbow starts leading, my back hip, watch what's gonna happen. It's gonna slightly turn in, right? Now my toe and my knee on my throwing hand side, for me it's my right side, because I'm a righty, are now both facing towards the catcher. But my shoulders have stayed open, so you can still read the writing that's on my shirt. My shoulders have not moved, but my hips did move forward. So that way, as I keep coming down, my hips are now engaged and ready to pitch that ball straight to my catcher. It's just like hitting, right? So when we're hitting, we want to squish that bug with our back leg. We start squishing the bug, and then our shoulders and our wrists follow through to help us get the most out of our hit, to use those legs. Same idea with pitching, where your hips are going to start leading as your hand comes down, snap the ball to your catcher. The drills we work on today are going to really focus on this hip movement because it's going to help you get the most power that you can out of your wrist snap. So what you'll need today is either a resistance band like I have or a belt. For the first drill, you're going to hold the resistance band or belt about like shoulder width apart, and then bring it straight overhead with your arms bent in this position, right? Try to think about bending that band apart with your arms. Shoulders bent, or not shoulders, elbows bent, shoulders open, about hip width apart, and all you're gonna do is practice squishing the bug with your back leg. So for me, I'm a righty, so I'm gonna squish the bug with my right leg while keeping my shoulders open. Notice my shoulders are not moving this whole time. If you're a lefty, you will do this with your left leg. From the side, notice my shoulders are not going to move. The only thing that's going to move is my hip. You can also repeat this drill with any old regular belt. I just have this belt. Hold it straight overhead. The band or the belt should be tracking above your nose with your arms bent. And then same thing, you'll just practice turning that, squishing the bug with your back leg. The next drill that we're going to do starts to incorporate the wrist snap that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So what you're going to do is get your feet about, shoulder, hip width apart. Glove is going to be facing towards your target. Backhand is going to be facing straight out behind you like we've been working on, with a slight bend in our elbow, palm facing up towards the sky. I also want to point out, it's a beautiful day. It's a nice spring day, so if you hear the kids in the background, they're just playing a football game. What we're gonna do is, as our elbows pinch together, right? Imagine you're pitching it to to the target. Your elbows are going to pinch in towards your body before you release the ball. As they pinch in, you're going to squish the bug with your back foot. Notice my shoulders are not moving, my elbows are moving, my shoulders are not moving, and my hip is moving. And then from there, once that feels comfortable for you, you can start incorporating that into either a self snap, or you can snap it to a catcher or to a net. So that would look like 1, 2, 3, pitch. 1, 2, 3, pitch. You can do 2 of these, you can do 3 of these before you pitch it, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Those are going to be the 2 drills for you to work on this week. Check in next week for some more drills focusing on this power K position. Put your questions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Plus Ultra!